Well, hey there, my friend, and welcome back to the Creative Shop Talk podcast. I'm your host, Wendy Batten. This is episode 302. We are on our fourth and final case of our month-long retail mystery series. And I hope you've been having fun. Hope you've been listening along and enjoying this series. So this is our fourth case, and today we are going to be jumping into another mystery of what happened to this shop. In today's episode, it's still a fictional business. However, it is based on a true crime, a true mystery, sadly, a true situation that the business did die at the end of the story because of some things. And we're going to talk about how we can course correct and what you can do so that you're not in the same situation. So we're going to solve the mystery together, and I hope you'll stay around and listen. First of all, before we jump into the story today, I do want to remind you, if you are in the process of figuring out what you can do to make your business better, if you are wondering how we can work together, I continue to remind retailers that it's not a mystery on how we can work together. We work together with one-on-one coaching. We have a mastermind group. I have on-demand programs. There's no reason to stay stuck. You can reach out to me on Instagram if you want to jump on a call, or if you want to find out what the best situation for you would be, because we also customize coaching packages for people. Everybody's situation is not the same. I know that. And actually, everybody running a business is not the same. So we can customize coaching for you. Jump into my DMs, wendybatten.biz over on Instagram, or jump into my website at wendybatten.com. You can see under the section where it says work with me, we can jump onto a VIP call. We have all kinds of things coming up as well too. But get on my email list as well. We do have a wonderful masterclass coming up in the spring. We really would love for you to know about that. So that's going to be announced to our email list first. So I want to make sure that you know about that. So don't miss out. Jump on my email list. Okay, connect with me in any of those ways, and we can figure out what works best for you and your business. I'd love to be able to support you. Running an independent brick and mortar business is not for sissies. It's not an easy gig, and it's not meant for you to do it alone. So please lean in. I'd love to be able to support you. All right, my friends, let's get on to today's episode. Running a retail business doesn't have to be so hard. Welcome to the Creative Shop Talk podcast, the go-to podcast for creative shop owners, studio owners, and independent retailers. I'm your host, Wendy Batten, retail business coach and mentor. Each week, I'll share simple, proven business strategies, inspiring stories from fellow retailers, and advice from industry experts. Together, we're going to work to find the success you want from your retail business, with more profits in your till and a little more joy in your life. Okay, today is our fourth and final case. Today, we're going to be talking to Mystic Music Store. And again, making up these names, my friends, these are not real businesses. However, today's mystery is based on an exact situation that happened to a client who came to me. This was several years ago, came to me. It was too late. By the time we diagnosed all of unsolved the mystery, if you will, it was too late. This business did not make it. So I want to share with you the mystery. We're going to talk about the evidence gathered, the things that we uncovered, the behind the scenes things that we uncovered, and we'll talk about some solutions so that you can avoid this, or what they could have done to rectify the situation, as we like to say, protection protocol. So what is the mystery? This Mystic Music Store, again, fictional name. If there's anybody out there with that real name, this isn't you. This is a fictional store. And here's the mystery. Everything is great. Things are going really, really good. It's a great brand with great products and an incredible following on social media. huge audience, very, very popular, and not making any money. Just like, what's wrong? That's the big mystery. Why can't we make things, like, why are we not profitable? That was the mystery. So here was the evidence presented to me, the evidence presented as we were trying to uncover what was happening. This business was established. It was 6 years in onto its seventh. Good location, like really great location, had a really large brand following. I mean, like a great audience growth. Like month over month audience growth was amazing. The owner and the team were really consistent with their reels and their social media. They spent a lot of time on it. In-person events were doing okay, but not great. So there was all these things we were trying to figure out. So what's wrong? When we looked at and did a deep investigation, we got our undercover work on, what we realized, or what the final verdict was of what the problem was that Mystic Music Store was acting as if it was an influencer. That's what it was doing. It was crushing it as an influencer. But you know what? That's not the game that they were playing. That's not the business they were in. So although they were crushing it as influencers, and I mean, like, there was, I can't remember the exact numbers, but thousands of followers and getting all kinds of reels and going viral and all those things. Absolutely amazing and crushing it if you're an influencer. But again, that's not the game they were playing. Vanity metrics will not pay the bills. Like, that's vanity metrics. So they weren't speaking to the right people, the ones who were buying. They were just really making really fun reels. They were definitely not speaking to premium clients or ideal customers. They had no other marketing strategy in place. Like, it was literally just all in on Instagram and Facebook. So likes and followers don't pay the rent, right? Likes and followers do not pay the rent. We need to make sure that they should have been, and we all need to make sure we're not just being influencers. So the protection protocol, this is what we need to work on. And in their case, they were just attracting just lots of people who just were clicking on like and moving on. They were following, commenting, loving everything, loved the reels. They were getting reshares and all the things, but nobody was buying. They weren't there to buy. They were there to be entertained. And again, they were crushing it as influencers. So be really, 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 really intentional about why you're doing things on Instagram or social media. So what they need to do, or what you can do to correct that, is make sure that you have a full marketing plan in place. And then under each part of your marketing plan, you have the answer why. Why are we doing what we're doing? Know what you're trying to achieve. Like, are we trying to achieve foot traffic? Are we trying to sell this line of products? What is it we are trying to achieve with whatever it is we're doing? Social media is just a tiny little piece. It can be an important piece, but it's a tiny piece of a larger retail marketing ecosystem. Like all the other things: visibility, nurturing, serving, wow and delight, all of the parts of our retail, like all of the parts that we need to make sure that are being filled to find the right customers, to bring and invite them into your shop. Maybe if you are a big brand and you are an influencer type brand and you're doing what they were doing, maybe then you start social selling, or, you're selling online and social selling. We've got episodes. Go back and listen to our episode with Amy Check. You'll love hearing about different ways that you can social sell. So using your influence and your brand and your marketing is great. Growing your Instagram, Facebook, everything, amazing. But do it with purpose. Build a community that's going to buy. If not, you're just an entertainer. You need to know the game that you are playing. The game that you are playing is retail. And just in case we need a reminder on that, our primary goal as retailers is to sell the inventory that we have in our shop and be profitable around that. I mean, that sounds cold. We're doing it for lots of other reasons. We're doing it because we have heart and passion and we love what we do and we care about the things. However, at the very gist of what we're doing, we are bringing goods and services and we are paying for that inventory. We are bringing into our shop. We are paying our overhead. We are paying our team. We are, there's all of this is involved. And then we are selling goods to humans, to good humans, hopefully. So that takes a marketing plan. That takes time. So yes to building a following, but yes to building a following of allies and believers and buyers, people who want to pay and join you and walk in and come into your shop. Or again, social selling or online, send them to your online shops. This is just a really important thing. And I'm seeing this more and more, that we're getting really, really caught up in the influencer part of being a retail brand, which is great. Again, we want a big following, but we want a big following of people who want to buy from us. That's the game we're playing. So marketing can be done in a really beautiful, heartfelt way. We can have fun with it. We can enjoy it. We can do it in multiple different ways. And if you need any help with that, I want to remind you, and I've shared this before, I have a full on-demand retail sales and marketing accelerator program. It covers all of the parts, all of those eco parts, all of the different ways, the metrics that you want to measure, whether it's foot traffic or conversion or average order value, and some really great ideas on how to get there. And yes, social media, it's a part of that. But it's just a tactic. It's just one of the little pieces. You don't have to do that. I have tons of retailers who aren't even on Instagram, but they're doing amazing. So I just wanted to remind you of that. The second part of this protection plan is really thinking about, and that we uncovered with this brand, with Mystic Music Store, and what the mystery around, why their business was really going under, they weren't selling anything. Part of the challenge and the obstacle and what we uncovered was that the team were not spending time on the things they could have been spending time on. So the hours spent with the CEO and the owner creating reels, and the time involved in the reels and the editing and all the fun things and it's fun, man. They were having a great time with it. That's not necessarily where the owner should have been spending her time. The blunt answer to that is her team could have done the social media, and yes, you can have fun with it, and yes, you can be part of it, but we need to make sure that as the owner, we are spending our time on business growth development. That is the number one thing that the leader of a successful retail business is spending their time on, is business growth development and personal growth initiatives. Really, that is what we do, right? Business development and personal growth. That's part of the job. Looking at the future of the business, understanding what metrics need to be measured, being the visionary, the CEO, being the owner. That's where the magic happens. That's where looking at the data, understanding what inventory is moving. I know it's not all sexy and fun, and it'd be way more fun to be doing reels, but that is really where the difference in retail, who are playing the game properly, who are seeing success, who are, again, they get the mission, they know they know the game they're playing. And retail can be fun. Games are fun. Influencer game is fun. Retail game is fun, but you just need to know what game you're playing. I hope that's been helpful. I hope this doesn't sound like I don't know what the word is, but too, I don't know, bursting your bubble with fun. But it is really important to remember what game we are playing and what the rules are to the game we're playing, and what results, how do we win the game? We win the game by inviting customers who want to buy, having products they want to buy, and selling it to them. That's really, and staying happy and joyful through that whole process. So take this last mystery. I hope you'll take something useful from this last mystery that we have here for you, and you'll just think about what it is. Where are you spending your time? What does our social media strategy look like currently? What is our full marketing strategy? And again, when I say full marketing strategy, what does that look like? If you need support around that, again, the Retailer's Sales and Marketing Accelerator program is on demand. You can go grab it right now, today, over on my website. It's on demand. Watch it, and your team can watch it with you. It's actually really great to watch with your team. Have some conversations with your team after watching it. Understand that we need to be doing visibility strategy. What is your visibility strategy? How are we getting new customers in? Nurture strategy, engage strategy, in-store strategy. What are we doing in store? What are we doing in the store to increase our average order value and make things so much cooler and better for our people, our customers? And what are we doing to wow and delight, those extra little things that other stores aren't doing, that set us apart, that make our brand so freaking cool that people just can't help but come back again and again? That's what we do inside the Retailer's Sales and Accelerator program. And if you don't need that, and I've just told you all the parts of that, I do give a lot of examples in there on how to do that inside that program. But again, you can just sit down with your team and figure out all those parts of your business right now and ask yourself why next to each one of those. What are we trying to achieve? What are the results and the outcomes we want? And what's our plan? What are the tactics we're going to use? Yeah, Instagram might be part of it. I hope you have taken a nugget away from this. I also hope you've been enjoying this 4-part series, our retail mystery series. It has been kind of fun to change things up in our podcast just for a little bit. My team and I have had fun putting these together for you. I hope you have enjoyed it as well. And as always, you're doing awesome. Remember, you are so important to your team, to your community. Independent retail in 2026 right now is so important. We're on a good thing happening right here. We're on a good thing happening here. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but what I mean is you're important to your community. You're important to the business community. You're important to the customers that come in. Keep going. You're doing amazing. And it's important that you know that you're awesome and you're doing a great job. So thank you for listening, my friends. We'll see you back here next week. No murder mystery, no retail mystery series next week, but we will have another series actually we're jumping right back into that I think you'll find really great as well. Thank you for listening. We genuinely appreciate you listening. My whole team does. I do. Please leave a comment. Jump in my DMs. Let's continue the conversation. If you need any support, again, jump in my DMs anytime. Again, over at wendybatten.com or wendybatten.biz for Instagram, wendybatten.com for the website. Always mess those up, right? I really do appreciate hearing from you. We appreciate when you tag an episode of the podcast inside. If you're sharing it or tagging me, I love seeing that. I would just love to know that you're listening and what your takeaways are. Have you enjoyed this series? Is this fun, or has this been super weird? I don't know. You tell me. Hopefully it's been a good one for you. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week. Well, that's it for this week's episode of the Creative Shop Talk podcast. I'm so glad that you're here to join us this week, and I hope you found value in what we're sharing here. I want to remind you that our website has all of the show notes. You can find it at wendybatten.com/podcast. Everything that you need to hear about today's podcast is there. Also an opportunity if you need to reach out to me. If I can support you in any way whatsoever, please feel free to reach out. So thanks for joining us. Please leave a review, subscribe if you can, and never miss an episode. We hope to see you back here again next week. Thanks, my friend. Have a great week.